Hello there and welcome to my review of the second film in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, The Dark Knight. Anyone who knows me will know that this is my favourite film of all time. As a Batman fan, as a movie fan, as a Christopher Nolan fan, just everything about this film to me is perfection. You can level whatever criticisms you want at it, you can nitpick all you want. I don't care, this film to me is perfect. We pick up 6 months after the end of Batman Begins, when a new character has come into town, calls himself the Joker. He's a bit of an anarchist, but the people that are hunting him down, who are also trying to hunt the mob down, don't fully appreciate just how full on this guy really is going to be. I think they underestimate him at the beginning of the film, and they soon learn that that is a mistake. The character of the Joker, as played by Heath Ledger, is just amazing, absolutely amazing. He gets into this character like no one has ever done before. Jack Nicholson's performance as the Joker in the 1989 film was breathtaking, brilliant, but essentially he was still just playing Jack Nicholson, only hyped up. Heath Ledger here, who would have thought it? Who would have thought that the guy from A Knight's Tale would deliver such a mesmerising performance? It's also worth pointing out what an excellent job Aron Eckhart does as Harvey Dent. This is really his film. It's his character's journey that we go on. He's the one who... He's the white knight that the city has been looking for, that Batman has been looking for. Bruce Wayne is ready to give up the mantle of Batman so that this guy can take the rightful place. And to see the breakdown of this man, to see the Joker strip him down, tear him apart, and turn him into Two-Face is just... It's an incredible story arc, and it's really the heart of the film. It's what this film is about. Aron Eckhart does a brilliant job. I love how he turns. I love his fall from grace. He handles it absolutely brilliantly, convincingly. And I love the moments we see before he's scarred. We get a few moments of his bursts of anger. So we know that's there under the surface. There are some stunning action sequences in this film, made all the more spectacular by the use of the IMAX. When I first saw this film, I used to work at a cinema as a projectionist, and I saw this at an IMAX screening, a staff screening, and that room was full. That theatre was absolutely full, and just the audience reaction throughout was just absolutely amazing. So many classic moments. The pencil sequence being an obvious one, but the reaction to that scene, as with many others, was just brilliant to be a part of, to be in there and just feel the energy in the crowd. It's the single greatest experience I've ever had in a cinema screening. I love that Nolan uses practical effects wherever he can. He's not adverse to using CGI, but he uses it to touch things up. If he can get everything in camera, he does. And the films that he makes just benefit immensely from that. The score for this film by Hans Zimmer is a vast improvement on the score from the first film. His theme for the Joker is really anarchic. It really gets under the skin. We've still got the heroic theme with James Newton Howard's involvement as well. The heroic film for Batman's character. And I just think overall this is a much better soundtrack than we had in the first film. I can listen to it just on its own as a soundtrack, as well as appreciate it within the body of the film. My favourite scene in The Dark Knight is the interrogation scene between Batman and the Joker. In fact, this is one of my favourite scenes from any movie, and to me it kind of has the iconic status that the scene in Heat has, the scene with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino's characters meeting for the first time. It has all the emotional punch that scene had and more. Just these two characters going up against each other, these iconic characters going up against each other. Both actors on brilliant form. Maggie Gyllenhaal takes over the role of Rachel Dawes, which was originally played by Katie Holmes. Now, I never had a problem with Katie Holmes in that role, but I do prefer Maggie Gyllenhaal in the role. I think she's a much better actress, and she does a brilliant job here. Her death scene was quite shocking to me. This isn't a character from the comic book, so I should never have expected her to last throughout the whole of the Nolan trilogy. But that being said, when she cops it was still a shocking moment, and it had a real emotional punch. The tension in this film is just so palpable. They get away with so much for a 12 rated film, and the Joker is, whenever he's in the room, you want to laugh at a lot of the stuff he's doing, but you also feel tense because you know that he could go anywhere, he could do anything. He's not restricted by any kind of sense of morality. So he really is like a dog just being let off the leash. You don't know what to expect, and that creates a real palpable tension. Also back with us is Gary Oldman as Lieutenant Gordon, Michael Caine as Alfred, and Morgan Freeman as Lucius Fox. All three of these actors return with the same brilliant performances they gave in the first film. I love these characters as they play them, and it's going to take a lot for any other actors to come along and really do a better job. I love the look that they create for Two-Face. I love the look that they create for the Joker. We can't forget that this isn't the traditional Joker. He's not been scarred by falling into a vat of acid. His skin has not been bleached. So this was such a departure from the comic books. It was a really big risk. But the fact that Nolan still keeps the essence of that character, it makes the finer points of his comic book creation just seem. It just doesn't matter. If there's one criticism I have of the film, and it's a very small criticism, and you may have heard this many times before, it's the scenes on the boats at the end. I think that we probably spend a little bit too much time on those boats. I'm more interested in the characters off the boats, Batman, the Joker, the police, rather than these people who we're essentially just introduced to at the end of the film. I don't care about them. I'm not that interested in seeing their moral choices that they have to make. I like the setup. I've got no problem with that setup at the end. I just wish we hadn't spent so much time on the boats. But as I've said in my review for Batman Begins, any film can be picked apart. There's no such thing as a perfect film, only a film that is perfect for you, or in this case, a film that is perfect for me. And The Dark Knight is that film. I give it a 10 out of 10. So if you've seen The Dark Knight, and if you haven't, why the hell not? But if you have, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And while you're at it, tell me who your favourite Joker is. Is it Ledger or is it Nicholson? Is it Hamill or is it Cesar Romero? Until next time, thanks for watching.